Welcome to this task. If you'd like to give it a pause and try it yourself, please do so. Welcome back if you have paused to do this by yourself. Now let's do this together. This is a pie chart task, and it says the pie chart shows the banks at which some students have an account. What fraction of the students bank with HSBC? Give your answer in the simplest form. Well, what we can see is that the sector of the pie chart that represents HSBC has an angle of 135. So that is 135 out of 360 degrees. The entire pie chart, all the sectors of the entire pie chart, their angles will add up to 360. And if you simplify that, what you will get is 135 over 360. If I divide both sides by 5, sorry, if I divide both top and bottom by 5, what I will get is 227 out of 72. And then I'm going to divide by 9. Divide both top and bottom by 9. And what I will get is 3 out of 8. So that's the answer. That's the simplest form. So the fraction of those who bank with HSBC is 3 out of 8. Now let's do the second part, which is B. 40 of the students bank with Barclays. Work out how many bank with NatWest. Okay, we know that with Barclays, the angle is 64 degrees. So I'm going to do Barclays first. I'm going to do Barclays first, so I'll write Barclays here. So that's 64 out of 360. And when I simplify that, that will give me, I'm dividing both top and bottom by 2. Divide by 2 again. Divide by 2 again. And I think that's the simplest form that we can get. So the fraction of those who bank with Barclays is 8 over 45. Now let's work out the fraction of NatWest. With NatWest, they've actually not given us the angle at the center, the angle of the sector, so we're going to have to work it out. And that is 360. Take away all the other angles, that's 135 plus 81 plus 64. And that gives us, I'm just going to use those 80 degrees, okay? So the fraction of NatWest students who bank with NatWest will be 80 over 360, and that gives us, if I divide both sides by 10, that will cancel the zeros at the end, so that's 8 over 36. Now I'm going to divide both top and bottom by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4, and that will give us 2 out of 9. Okay, so we have two fractions. The fractions for Barclays is 8 over 45, and the fraction for NatWest is 2 over 9. Now, because I want to compare both fractions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the denominators the same. So if I change this so that the denominator is 45, I want to create an equivalent fraction, the 2/9. Okay, I want to make the denominator 45. So what I'm going to do is, it means I have to multiply both top and bottom by 5. 9 times 5 is 45, and 2 times 5 is 10. So 2/9 is the same thing as 10 over 45. And now that I have the denominators the same, I can compare it to this, okay? All right, so okay, so now that we have the denominators the same, what we can do is we can compare the numerators. Okay, so I'm going to write this as a ratio. I'm going to write the numerators as a ratio. So I have the ratio of Barclays to NatWest, and I am comparing the ratio, the denominators. That's 8 to 10. So that's 8 to 10. The ratios are 8 to 10, and we know that the number of people who bank with Barclays is 40, so I'll write 40 here, and I need to find out how many people are banking with NatWest. What do I do to 8 to get me to 40? I have to multiply that by 5, so it means that I'm also going to have to multiply 10 by 5, and that will give me 50. So 50 students bank with NatWest. So that is our final answer. Thanks for watching.